As in this video, I will be guiding you to find duration using a timeline. Few success criteria that you should look at and aim to learn. First of all, you need to be able to label the starting time, finishing time, and or duration of the activity on a timeline. So there are three important components: start time, end time, and duration. You must be able to label all of this on a timeline. Next, you need to be able to draw and show time intervals on the timeline to show the duration of an activity given the start and end time. So sometimes you'll be given the start and end time and you're asked to calculate the duration. Using a timeline, you need to be able to draw the time intervals. We'll go through this in a while. Given the end time, I can draw and show the duration of an activity on a timeline to find the start time, and given the start time, I can draw and show the duration of an activity on a timeline to find the end time. So you know the duration, given end time, you're supposed to find the start time, or given start time, you're supposed to find the end time. So the first question is an easier one, where you have start time and end time, and you're asked to find duration. So in the first question, it's really pretty guided, but how do we see this question better, clearer? I will bring in a digital clock to show you on that. So the start time is 8:10 and the end time is 9:55. You can see that the hour is increased by 1 hour because the number actually changed from 8 to 9. There's 1 hour. Next, we look at the minutes part. From 10 become 55. You can do a minusing there. 55 minus 10 is 45 minutes. So if you add 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, another 5 minutes, you do get 9:55. So here we can say that the duration is 1 hour and 45 minutes. Next, let's look at the following question from 10:55 to 13:10. How do we break this into something reasonable? Let's bring in the digital clock once again. From 10:55 to 13:10, let's look at the increase in terms of the hour. If I increase by 1 hour, it's 11:55. 2 hours is 12:55. 13:10 is quite close to this. So after I added on 2 hours, I can actually add 5 minutes to make it 1300 hours, and then another 10 minutes to make it 1310. So all in all, I'm looking at 2 hours and 15 minutes. Next, we look at from 18:20 to 23:45. Look at the hour first. 18 increased by 1 hour is 19. 2 hours 20, 3 hours 21, 4 hours 22, and 5 hours 23. Next, let's look at the minutes. 45 minus 20 is 25 minutes. So if I add on 10 minutes, 20 minutes, another 5 minutes, I'm going to get 23:45. So the total duration will be 5 hours and 25 minutes. Sometimes the time involves a change in day, right? So for example, if we start at 22:10 on a Tuesday, and let's say the time increased by 1 hour is 23:10, 2 hours, it's 0 hours and 10 minutes. This is into the new day. Because remember, we always say that 0 hour is the start of a new day. So just now, 22:10 was on a Tuesday. 0 hours is now on a Wednesday. So continue to count on. We will go to 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour, 7 hour, 8 hour, 9 hour. So the 9 hour added on to the 2 hours just now, altogether you have 11 hours in terms of the hour. Let's look at the minute side. 36 minus 10 is 26. So if I add on another 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and another 5 minutes, 6 minutes, I'm going to get this. So the total time that we are looking at will be 11 hours and 26 minutes. Just now we've been looking at questions where the start time and end time were given and you are asked to find duration. So the following questions, you are actually looking at question where you are given the start time and you are asked to find what is the end time after a certain duration. So 50 minutes after 11:25, we start with 11:25. We want to find what is 50 minutes after that, right? So in order to come to that, we will always have to use a clock as a stop point where we break our time 50 minutes into. So what I meant by that is that we look at the time here, 11:25. If I add on 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and another 5 minutes, I add on 35 minutes, I will turn the time into 1200 hours. So what is left in 50 minutes is another 15 minutes because 50 minus 35 is 15. So I further add on another 15 minutes. I'm going to get my end time, which is 12:15. Next, we are looking at question where you are given the end time and you are asked to find what is the start time. Question asks, what is 37 minutes before 13:06? So 13:06 is the current time, the end time, and you are asked what is 37 minutes before this. So in order to find this, you are actually working backwards. So first of all, you should actually minus off 6 minutes from here to turn it into 1300 hours. Next, we move back 37 minutes minus 6 minutes. I'm left with 31 minutes. I need to minus another 31 minutes from the time here. If I move back 30 minutes, it's actually 12:30, and 1 minute earlier it's 12:29. So 37 minutes before 13:06 is 12:29. And in this question, you are asked to actually write the time in 12-hour clock. So please remember to read the question very carefully, whether are you supposed to write the answer in 12-hour clock or 24-hour clock. In this case, you're supposed to write in 12-hour clock. 12:29 is 12:29 p.m. So if you do not write down p.m., you will not be able to get this question right. So you have seen how I actually made use of this digital clock in helping me with the timeline as well. So you can actually make use of this. And how do you manipulate this? So you see the top right corner here, there are different clock types. You have the analog clock, you have the 12-hour clock, and you have the 24-hour clock. So depending on the question, right, you may want to decide which one is more suitable to use. And here you can actually add on hours and minus hours, add on 30 minutes, minus 30 minutes, add on 15 minutes, minus 15 minutes, 10, 5, and 1 minutes, right? So do make use of this, explore the whole activity 2, do your corrections, and submit your work properly.